Hello and good morning, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I'm doing great. So we are back for continuing on Curse of Strahd. So last week, you may remember that Mizigus' character Rez was given an offer. I guess maybe I should be saying this to everybody. So I'm doing the last time on Dragon Ball Z right now. So you guys may remember last week we were Raz was given an offer by our Lord Strahd, and Irina did not take it super well. We may have said things we shouldn't have said, who knows, it's a little unique. And now we're trying to catch up to them at Valakai. Our players are Nanaha, played by Lumi-chan. Nanaha is...
a Sun Soul Bard. Bard? Oh god. Monk.
Bard.
She's a monk. She uses essentially her inner emotion to shoot laser fists. Let's just call it that.
Laser fists, yay.
Pew pew.
We of course have Saya, a Water Ganassi genie-packed warlock, who is my character. Next we have Raz, played by Mizegus. Raz is...
a Shedarkai barbarian who uses his inner angst to cause drama.
Next we have Pocket, played by Dezune. Pocket is...
a rogue tabaxi who uses his cowardice to cause real drama.
And disappointment.
Oh.
Next we have Team Mom, Verity, played by the one and only Mr. Pounce. Verity is...
Put it on the card so it doesn't count. Yeah. Divine Soul, Sorcerer. I practiced before stream today. Because last week I was a warlock apparently.
I know, I'll fix the card this week. I'm sorry, I got behind on everything.
That doesn't count if it's not on the card, so.
You're still the Team Mom, and we all know it. Next we have Axel, played by Lennon Marks. Axel is...
Axel is a devotion paladin. There's the one. I remember what my character is. And he uses his inner light to be the team dad, I guess.
And last but definitely not least, our GM extraordinaire, Fluffy Snowfall. And I am going to now pass the boat on to her. And this is her show now.
Hi, I'm the GM, and I use my inner anxiety to make everything terrible for everyone.
Accurate.
I try. Alrighty, so last time, the party had their fortunes read by the mysterious Madame Eva.
Hello, Snowfall.
They found out some things that they may be able to do to help their situation. They made some friends, as it were, with the Vistani that were camped over at the Sayre Falls. Everything seemed to be going okay until our dear friend Roz was paid a visit in the middle of the night by one Strahd von Zarovich, who offered up a very interesting choice to the party, mostly just to Roz. If he were to hand Irina over to him, Strahd would let Roz leave. Roz extended this offer to the party, to mixed results. Some of them, namely Pocket, Axel, and Nanaha, took great offense to this. The rest saw the pros and cons of it. However, it resulted in quite the explosive discussion. After Irina and Ismark left in a rather frustrated huff, the party had some time to reflect upon what they did. We had a somewhat quasi-successful heart-to-heart and the party made their way after selling most of the treasures they came across in the haunted house to acquire a horse and carriage to make their way to Valakai. On their way there, they encountered a windmill, a very familiar windmill that was depicted in the very haunted house that they used to pay for the horse. They have the deed to this to this windmill. What that means is entirely unclear. However, the group continues onward towards Valakai. They arrive with, it's about midday at this point. They arrive at the gates of the village. All right.
Thank you so much, Vex, for
Thank
the
you
resub.
for the resub, Infamous Vex. Continuing on with the recap. Saya saw an interesting sight of a boatman in the middle of the large lake and immediately saw this boatman nonchalantly toss a burlap sack into the lake and continue fishing. Unfortunately, no one else saw this event. And at this point, they find themselves arriving into the gates of the village.
You ever play Resident Evil 4, Nevia?
You know it.
It's like that scene when Leon's watching through the binoculars and they dump that body into the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a big fish in the lake?
Maybe.
But there's probably at least a body there now, based on that.
Only the water genasi could know.
Yep.
It
But she is
doesn't
neglect.
It doesn't seem important to tell the party yet.
It was on the image in the map. Anywho,
All right.
are we actually inside the village yet, or are we just on the outskirts?
You're just on the outskirts approaching. The village itself, there is a gate complex that you see. You have not yet arrived at it. The road that you are heading on meanders into a valley watched by dark brooding mountains to the north and to the south. The woods have receded, revealing a sullen mountainberg surrounded by a wooden palisade. The thick fog and mist presses up against the wall, as if looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy gates, and you see a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gate are about a half-dozen pikes, embedded, with wolves' heads impaled on them of various sizes.
Okay, before we get in here, I'm gonna pull the cart over.
Okay.
We
pull-
need to talk to Ismark and Irina when we get in there. And we better have how we're going to talk down before we approach them so that we don't have another incident. Do you know why we need to make this right aside from, well, a few of us' consciences?
Well, wasn't it our job to take care of them?
Even bigger than that. Where I came from before was a different city surrounded in fog. There were two factions, and if you pissed them both off, you starved to death. Now, I understand because, as Roz put it, I've only known you a day, and I made assumptions based on the people I knew before. Let's just say the last tiefling I knew was a very charismatic bard, and thoughts didn't occur in my head, and I am so sorry. But from what I can tell, we've picked off the only shopkeep that I know of. We've pissed off the town priest. We've pissed off one burgomaster who's going to probably talk to another burgomaster and probably find him pissed off at us. And then that leaves Kresk, the third town, that likes no one. So, unless we make friends, we're gonna starve to death. Just saying.
I like the idea of making friends.
Other people?
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure Ismark said he wasn't actually Burgomaster yet.
Nobody else is it seems like it's a inherited position. So I do believe he would be the next since the current one just went into the ground.
Well, if you want, you can cross at least one person off that list. I don't think we need to worry about the priest.
He killed his son, of course he's gonna be ticked.
I'd be mad.
Yes, well, unless he comes back to us as an undead, I don't think we have to worry about it.
Undead?
Yes. When we were leaving town, he was hanging from the church bell.
Damn it.
So, you can cross one person off the list. Now we're only down to 2.
Okay, so that's 2, but that's still 3 places, the only points of civilization here, that are not very likely to like us in any way, shape, or form. Just saying.
At the very least, we seem to have made friends with some Vistani.
Only if they keep liking us. I'm just saying, on the terms of everything, the odds of us are just outright starving, because we got like maybe 20 gold to our name.
I mean,
High here,
okay.
uncomfortably high.
So, what do you want us to do here, Nanaha?
Apologize. Admit you're wrong, that it was a dumb idea.
I
Offer
mean-
to help them find security, if nothing else, to at least protect them until after Senior Vampire leaves, after he finds out things have gone wrong. Just
Well, you could use the fact that we know at least one person in town is working for him as leverage.
potentially. I'm just saying we gotta make this right. We can't just let it sit.
I agree with you, Nanaha, but we have to find them first. But once we do, I think you may be the best suited to have this conversation.
I think so.
If you'd like, I can even apologize to her, too.
It would probably come off as best and do it in the presence of her brother.
He can be there if you want.
If he throws another weapon on me, I'm going to kill him, though. Or at least encourage him to never draw a weapon on me again.
Or I can knock it out of his hand.
That course of action would be illogical.
I'm just saying, I doubt he'll be able to hit you. Okay, so are all in agreement on this? Maybe? Yes?
We're at least in agreement not to make it worse.
Yeah, I will do my part if they want me to. He says, looking clearly like,
Thank you. And I'm gonna drive the carriage towards the town now.
All right. You begin heading towards the gate, passing by some of the original, or some outlying buildings. They seem to be run down, abandoned. You get up to the front of the gates, and the two figures there are two figures standing there, pikes in hand. They look at the party, Halt! Speak your name and your business.
Nanaha, and we're looking for some people that we were working with.
All right. What is your intention when you find these people you are working with?
To protect them.
They roll a persuasion check, please.
And Nanaha's back with her nat 20s.
All right. Both guards kind of look. All right, fine. You may come in. Please, no funny business. The burgomaster will see to your prompt departure if there is any trouble made. Understood?
Completely.
All right. The two guards go and begin turning a crank, and the iron gates begin swinging open, allowing for you to enter into the village itself.
What? Theirs don't open and close on their own?
Nope.
These guys must not have the upgraded firmware. Okay.
You pass by several more slightly ramshackle buildings. Many of them are in modest repair. You hear the creaking of the gates behind you as they close, almost as if on cue, harmonizing with the squeaking of the metal. You hear the howling of several wolves out in the forest. As the gates shut, you see about a dozen large, horse-sized wolves snarling at the gates. Both guards look nervous. One of the large wolves tries to bite at the iron gate. It does not yield to the force of its jaws. They sniff a few times, and then they begin to sulk back into the forest.
Wait, did you say... Was that horse-sized wolves?
Yes.
God, it sucks here.
I'm not a fan.
Well, apparently we know what you were pissing off when you shot arrows.
Huh, what?
Apparently we know what you were pissing off when you were shooting arrows into the woods.
Well, if they come in that size, I'll shoot more next time.
I
Maybe
hit
be
people
up high
die.
next time? Out of jumping range? Really up high?
You continue onward, this little display, kind of unnerving. You see a slouching, weathered stone church with a bulging steeple in the back, and the walls lined with cracked stained glass windows depicting pious saints. A fence of wrought iron encloses a garden of gravestones next to this church. There is a thin layer of mist creeping amongst the graves. You see the signs of a fire being lit within inside the church. There are voices. You can only make out some of the conversations, but there are multiple people involved. This church is in better state of upkeep than the one that Father Donovich was in charge of. You head deeper into the village. There are people mulling about, many of them going about their day-to-day business. They are eyeing you with caution. Some of the villagers avoid the street entirely as you ride in. A few children point in confusion. You see some town guards mulling about as well. You see them removing something, some signs. You're not entirely sure. You continue onward, heading further and further up the road. And you find yourself approaching a rather sizable building. Smoke pouring from the chimney. It's a 2-story wooden building with a stone foundation. The roof is a mossy tile. The roof, it's sagging a little bit from age and weight. Several ravens are perched atop this roof. They seem to be eyeing you with a increased sense of curiosity. Their heads all tilt at different times. There's a painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicting a blue waterfall. From the sounds within, sounds like this is some sort of tavern. You hear the voices of people inside, the clankings of plates and silverware.
Do we see Ismark and Irina's horses?
Make a perception check, please. Nanaha, you do not see their horses here.
Where the heck did they go?
This is based on the sounds and the iconography. This appears to be the tavern and inn of the village.
Well, it's not going to do us any good to be wandering around in our cart looking for them. So we should probably stop.
Worst case, we can at least board our horses, or horse, there's only one, haha, here so that it has food and shelter for now. We gotta maintain this now.
It's a good idea. Maybe we can find, maybe someone has seen them.
Maybe.
My guess is they went to the burgomaster. Typically one, if you are the leader of one town and you visit another, you would see the leader first. To let people him aware that you are there.
Alright, well, let's at least secure lodging for our horse and cart, and perhaps for ourselves for the night. And then decide what we're doing.
So who wants to try to barter for some stable space?
I can see if I can get us a room for, well, at least the horse, but hopefully for ourselves too.
Sounds good.
Saya will go with him to stretch her legs.
Alright, Axel and Saya, you enter into this main area of the tavern. Please let me know if you have sight. Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Yep, I do.
You head on in. There is the sound of ambient conversation. People seem to take notice as you are entering in. 1 second. Damp cloaks hanging from the pegs of the entrance portico. The tavern itself is packed with tables and chairs, with narrow paths meandering between them. There's a large bar stretching along one wall, under a balcony that can reach that is reached by a wooden staircase. There's another balcony overhanging to the east of the tavern. All of the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns are hanging above the bar and are resting on the tables, bathing the room in an orange glow. Most of the wall is adorned with a variety of stuffed and mounted wolf heads on various wooden plaques.
Cheery.
Yeah, so Axel will just kind of look around the room, give the respectful head nod to anybody who might be making eye contact with him, and head over to the bar.
Okay.
I hope everybody makes eye contact with him, so he's just kind of like a bobblehead.
You head up to the bar, and tending, you see a matronly-looking woman. She's got dark black hair peppered with streaks of gray. She looks at him, or at Axel. Ah, hello, traveler. Welcome to the Blue Water. How can I help you?
Afternoon, ma'am. We just came into town. We were looking to board our horse and get a room for ourselves and our companions.
All right, that is doable. Unfortunately, our stables are a bit full, but we'll see what we can do. As for room and board, a bed is going to cost 5 silver, 1 electrum.
You said that's by the bed?
Yes, by the bed.
Okay. Well, there are 6 of us. Do you think we could get that at maybe 2 gold for the 6?
She takes a look at you, eyeing you up. Roll me a persuasion check, please.
Did you say persuasion?
Persuasion, yes.
Use your handsomeness. No, not like that.
She kind of looks at Axel. How about 2 gold, 5 silver?
I can do that. But I do have that works. But I do have a question for you on top of that.
Of course. What can I help you with?
So it's would I be right in guessing this town doesn't get very many visitors?
Yeah, there actually are more visitors than you would think. We get the passing Vistani, travelers such as yourselves. It is also the midway point between Kresk and the village of Barovia. Anyone on business, it would be wise for them to bed here for the night. So, for the valley, we get a decent amount of visitors.
Fair enough. We're looking for 2 people. They would have rode in just ahead of us, I would imagine. Have probably within the last hour or so, has anyone been through the tavern?
There have been some travelers that arrived, yes.
We're looking for a brother and sister.
No brother and sister has arrived here.
All right. Well, thank you. And I hand over I hand over 3 gold pieces actually because I don't have change on me. But
she'll hand you the 5 silver. Actually, she'll hand you an electrum piece back.
And how much for the horse?
The horses, we will still need to figure out the horses. Our stables are full. Next to Axel, you see a rather flamboyantly dressed man. His ears are slightly pointed. He turns to look at Axel. Well, if you are looking for a place to put your horses, there is the stockyards. I have my wagon kept there. Perhaps we could make an arrangement. I could put in a good word for you, and you could store them there in the meantime. My name is Rictavio, by the way. Pleasure to meet you.
Axel, a pleasure to meet you as well. Yeah, I guess if you can show us the way, we need somewhere to stable a horse for the time being.
Certainly. Not a problem at all. He gets up. Donica, it's always been a pleasure. I wish you well. And he places a gold piece on the counter and heads off, following you guys back outside.
The music is instilling distrust.
All right. Yeah. Once we get back outside, I relay to the group that we have beds for the night, but the horse is currently up in the air, and that this gentleman is maybe going to help us.
Nanaha is happy to see another colorful person.
Now, wait a minute.
Yes?
Nothing, just the phrasing on that was...
Well, if your horse is up in the air, then the stable problem would be taken care of, wouldn't it?
We were told there would be no joking or funny business in this town.
Come on, guys. You crack a joke every once in a while, I've been told.
I was told not to. Said no funny business.
Your friend is rather charming. Pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. I am Rictavio. I myself am also a traveler into this village.
Nanaha.
Pleasure to meet you, Nanaha. I must ask, were you ever part of circus or performing arts? You have that look about you, friend.
Pocket raise her hand. I was.
Oh, really, Pocket? So was I.
Interesting. He kind of bows slightly. I am here as a carnival ringmaster from a distant land. I've been staying here for about a month. Been trying to scout talent for future acts. I've heard many good things about the people here. I'm glad to see that I've encountered fellow entertainers.
I was an acrobat. What were you, Pocket?
Let's just say general entertainment, juggling, little small feats of acrobatics, things like that.
Well, that is quite fortuitous. Perhaps we could work on a bit of a working arrangement later.
I don't know how long we'll be here, but that sounds great.
Well, I think that's everyone's response here. Now come, let me show you to the stockyards where you may place your horse.
Let's check it out.
Rictavio leads you further down the roads of the village. You see people eyeing you up strangely. They're a little confused at this sight, but you see many of the children, seeing that Rictavio's with you, they seem to be excited, thinking that there's something that's going to happen.
Did anyone else just see that?
Yes, that was me accidentally clicking the wrong area on a horse.
Okay, I just. Sorry, I just worried that something's going wrong with Roll20.
No.
What happened?
The horse got stretched out because I accidentally clicked on the area instead of the actual icon.
Ooh, long horse.
Mm-hmm. You hear commotion down off one of the side streets as you're heading forward. But Rictavio leads you. There's a large stockyard with several locked sheds along the periphery. There's a roomy warehouse there. You see, parked at the south end of the stockyard, is a rather sturdy-looking carnival wagon. Its colorful paint peeling off slightly. Faded letters on the side of the carnival wagon spell out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. A heavy padlock secures the back door to it. A large draft horse is grazing nearby. You approach the gate, and Rictavio kind of steps forward. Gunther, my fine friend, I have some more business for you. You see a portly-looking man in his probably late 50s shuffling out. Hello, Rictavio. Yes, you said you brought more business, yes? He points. We were hoping to make another arrangement. I know you're housing my carriage and horse, and I'm forever grateful for that. Unfortunately, the stables at the Blue Water are full up, and our friends here need a place to board as well. Would you be willing to help out with that? He kind of looks. I guess so. We do have room, but we do not wish to scare off customers, yes? He just kind of looks. It's a horse. If people are scared of horses, whatever do they do when the wolves come knocking? And he just kind of makes a face. Alright, fine. I could, 1 gold per day? Is that agreeable with you, friends?
That sounds fine. Saya hands over a gold.
And he takes a look at it. Huh. Alright. Come. Let me stable your horse. And he brings the horse and carriage and sets it up alongside Rictavio's wagon. You are able to set up. You see peppered around the stockyard armors, trinkets, weapons, various pieces of equipment, items. And Rictavio is like, well, I'm glad I could make things easier for you. I have some business to attend to. I might as well check in on my wagon as I'm here. Hopefully we'll see more of you around town, yes?
Hopefully.
And he bows with a flourish.
Nanaha emulates it.
You see him head off to his wagon, and he starts thumbing through his pocket for his keys. At this point, Gunther Arasek kind of looks at y'all. Is there anything else, or is it just the horse? We have many fine goods for sale. If you need any traveling equipment, tools.
We may at some point in the future need your wares, but real quick before we go, can you point us toward the Burgomaster's manor of the village?
Yes, I can do that. He seems a bit confused. The Burgomaster's manor is it is directly south of the Blue Water. It is a rather large-looking building. You should not be able to miss it.
Thank you very much.
Between you and me, friend, I would be very careful when dealing with the Burgomaster. He has quite the temper.
Oh, no worries. But thank you for the piece of advice. Take good care of Minadora.
Thank you for the warning.
Yes. Thank you for your business. I appreciate it immensely. All right. At this point, the party is free to go about wherever they would like to.
Time to look for Ismark and Irina? Question mark.
Seems like a good idea.
So if your theory is correct, we should handle the situation before they start spreading things about us to the Burgomaster or anyone else.
Absolutely.
All right.
Especially since he seems already angry without us.
I mean, I'd be angry too if I had wolves that large chewing on my city gates.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe we could take care of them at some point if that'll get us on his good side. Might even be us.
As you depart from the stockyards, you hear there being a bit of a commotion again around the same place. It seems like it hasn't stopped since you pulled over.
We should probably take a look at that. I wouldn't put it past Irina and Ismark to be up to something, or to have gotten into something.
Just to be rubbernecking like the rest of us.
Possibly, but we did agree to cause no trouble.
Hence rubbernecking.
I don't plan to start anything, Verity, but if we need to finish something.
Let's at least see what's going on.
Just Verity followed grumbling about that still causing trouble.
You head deeper into the village towards what seems to be some sort of town square. The shops and homes that enclose the town square are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooded boxes filled with tiny dead flowers. At the northern end of the square stands a row of stocks. Locked in said stocks are several men, women, and children. On their head are crude plaster donkey masks. In the center of the square, peasants in patchwork clothes eye you suspiciously as they use cups and vases to draw water from a crumbling stone fountain in the town square. Standing tall at the center of the fountain is a gray statue of an impressive man facing west. All around the square are various large posted signs, all that indicate, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendants and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well. Baron Vargas."
These people had what on their head? They had what on their heads?
So those that are in the stocks, that are locked in the stocks, have plastered donkey masks over their faces.
I suppose that's one way to make an ass out of yourself.
Ching.
There's a group of people surrounding those in the stocks. You see a small child throw a tomato at one of them.
Do they happen to look like Ismark and Irina?
No. Well, roll perception. No, they don't seem to be. It's kind of hard to tell, considering these people's entire heads are encased in a plaster donkey head. But none of them seem to have the same build or wearing any of the same clothes as Ismark and Irina were last you saw them.
Got it.
Axel will not wade into the crowd, but kind of step into the crowd a little bit and just strike up conversation with someone, or try to, and just kind of point to the stage, criminals? Question mark.
You see a man in kind of patchwork clothes. He kind of looks at you a little bit. You could say that. It's best not to get involved between you and me, friend. Most people in the village are cautious of strangers.
Very well. I am a stranger here. You were right. I'm just trying to take in your customs. What was their crime?
He kind of looks back and forth and whispers, speaking out about the festivals.
The ones from the flyers?
He nods. He doesn't say anything else.
Thank you, friend.
He nods. The child throws another tomato at one of the donkey-headed prisoners.
Turning to the group, if children are required, where would we find one?
I was more wondering if our presence is required since we're in town.
I don't think it's going on right now. The festival, I mean. Do you see any kids with spikes?
As you guys are continuing to talk and discuss, you see a large, incredibly imposing man walking into the town square from the west. His skin is very ashen gray, and you notice one of his arms is incredibly disproportionately large compared to the other. Flanking him are two town guards, and they begin walking in. The large man seems to be barking orders to the two guards, who begin going down and removing the various proclamations across the town square. They don't seem to notice you as they're going about their work. The moment that these guards pull down the sign, they put up another one. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required, rain or shine, all will be well. Baron Vargas.
Is there a date or any sort of when that festival is on the flyers?
There are some dates on the flyers. We'll say roll me a perception check, and we'll have that be for noticing the dates. Since you're not familiar with if this place has a calendar similar to yours, see if you can go off of the dates on there.
All right. Rules today.
So what you notice when you look at it, the dates for the proclamation of the Wolf Heads Jamboree and the declaration for the Festival of the Blazing Sun, there seems to be about 7 days passing in between the two festivals.
They really like their celebrations around here. They seem to have one every week.
At least it gives you a week to get a kid if you need one, I guess.
Don't encourage Raz.
Couldn't hear this.
What did I do? I have been sitting here quiet.
Nothing.
Many of the villagers give a very wide berth to this imposing man and his entourage. You see him going to one of the people in the stocks, and he removes one of the helmet, one of these prisoners. From what you can see as he's removing the masks, there's 3 men, 2 women, and 2 children, 2 boys. They're all tired, wet, and they seem to have been there for some time. He seems to be saying something to them.
Are we able to hear it at this distance?
He's speaking very low, so it's kind of hard. You'd have to get in there closer.
Not sure if it's worth it.
All right. Does the party wish to continue onward?
I'm just following everyone else.
All right.
I'm looking around.
We
Yep.
agreed
And about-
not to make trouble, so
Yeah.
Axel's just going to linger for a second just to make sure he's not going to start, like, beheading them or something, but he turns and leaves in a minute or so.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to be. He seems to be speaking to them. However, as you start to depart, you do see him backhand one of the children across the face. The sound of the kids screaming kind of billows through the town square.
God damn
And-
it. Okay, Pocket's got to jump in. What is happening here?
Are you saying that to them?
Yes.
This man looks right at you. He is taller than you, Pocket.
No fear. He smacked the child. I don't care.
He looks at you with his piercing, burning red eyes.
Just standing between him and the child. Is that really necessary?
They are criminals. It is necessary to show what happens when you commit crimes. It is none of your business, stranger.
It becomes my business when someone of your size needs to pick on children.
oh boy.
It is unimportant. They are a criminal and must be dealt with.
I'm looking at you the same way.
Axel has up behind his friend here at this point and says to the guy, it seems excessive for the crime of not coming to a party.
Oh no.
The burgomaster's word is law. They wish to spread malicious unhappiness at the burgomaster's festival. They are in line with Strahd and must be punished appropriately.
So he's gonna step up and try to grab Pocket and Axel by their wrists. Please forgive us. We've just come into town today. We're just learning.
Pocket's gonna have to break away and try to help the child up and see if the kid's okay.
So the kid's still in the stocks.
Oh, well then, we're just kind of lean in and check on him. Hey, Are you alright? What's going on?
You have 5 seconds to step away, or you will be arrested for prohibiting us from our duties.
Pocket, back up. You don't touch anyone.
5.
Fine. I do want to take a good look at this guy. I want to size him up and keep an eye on him if I see him moving around anywhere else or wherever he goes whenever we're walking around town.
Sure. So, as I had mentioned, he is very much a large, imposing figure. He is taller than you, almost cresting to 7 feet. He has got a very large, malformed arm with almost fiendish-looking claws at the end of it. The other arm is that of a normal man, however, still incredibly muscular. The guy is a solid wall of muscle.
Here, pockets.
Yes.
As we walk away, I'm going to shoulder check him and try to grab something out of his pocket.
Okay, roll sleight of hand. As you shoulder check him, you are able to pull something out of his pocket. However, as you connect with him, he turns and he grabs you by the head with that large arm. I warned you. Guards!
Oh no.
We will arrest this one as well.
I don't believe you will. And Axel draws his weapon.
All right.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to have a map for this, so I apologize. We will have to make do with what we have here.
We'll make do.
Okay, give me 1 second to set things up.
Raz turns to Verity with a confused look on his face. I'm not sure this is what they meant about not causing trouble.
It's fine. If we survive this, I will kill him myself.
This isn't working. All right, everyone, we're going to take about a 5-minute break. I'm going to get a map set up, and we will come back to apparently combat.
Oh no.
She was calling my bluff, guys. She was hitting the kid. She knew it. She knew it would get me.
Who's she?
Me.
Fluffy.
Oh, that's fair.
You just wanted to pick on the goth version of Hellboy.
True.
I mean, look, if we're going off of Resident Evil 4 things, this is obviously Krauser, and you gotta put Krauser down at some point, but...
Can't wait for everybody to think we're Strahd's allies because we attack. Oh, God.
What are you talking about? I haven't done anything. I've sat here quietly.
I tried to stop this!
He shouldn't have called my bluff.
I step away for just 1 second and you go attacking.
Is that what we're trying to do? Are we trying to get on Strahd's good side? Yeah, Lumi, I think we're screwed.
Well, that depends. Some of us haven't gotten involved, so some of us are perfectly fine if we just stand here and let them do their thing.
Yeah, but I have a distinct feeling, considering the size of them, some of us may turn into greasy smears.
No one said we couldn't run.
Yeah, that thought had crossed my mind already.
Not all of us can go at Mach 6. Oh,
Touche.
Tabaxi.
Third level, I'm casting at second level. Okay. Oh, yeah, so, Lennon and I actually have the really, really nice editions.
You could have waited
as well.
until night and then done something about this when Big Beefy Angry
So-
wasn't looking.
They've got all really pretty covers and stuff, but it's got
Justice doesn't wait.
the 3 important books of the Player's Handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide, and the Monster Manual.
Can everyone see the map?
I can.
Yes.
Wait a
Should
minute. There's only blackness here, but
It also comes with a nice DM screen.
Okay, give me one moment.
yeah, I've got a big black square. Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything is, I don't know if it's out yet, but it's coming soon.
All right, everybody, roll initiative.
Of course, I roll low initiative here.
And don't forget to click on yourself like I did.
Oops. Okay. Okay, Roz, you got a lot.
Has the auto sort not been working for you, Fluffy?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Yes, I did crit the initiative, which is so great that my turn will be sitting here staring and doing nothing.
Pretty sure I'm about to be clobbered, so I trade you if I could.
Okay. Roz, I imagine you were just gonna hang out and do stuff.
Yeah, no, he's just going to he's going to ready an action to defend himself if an enemy comes adjacent to him and tries to attack him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Nanaha.
Kind of a moral quandary. How likely do you think it would be that I'd be able to get up there and say release somebody from the stocks while they're not looking?
That would take your entire turn. For you to do it sneakily, you would have to have taken an action to have already hid. So you could get up there stealthily, and then it would have to be your next turn for you to try to pick the lock.
I'm gonna try to stealth up there, and if nothing else, will give me a good chance to run away if things go really, really bad.
Okay, roll a stealth check, please. All right, you think you were able to slip away without being noticed. You can only move half speed though while stealthing.
There, I guess.
Yep. You're hiding behind a post.
My tails are probably flapping in the breeze.
All right. It's time for the big beefy guy. He is going to attack you with as you're like wriggling, he is going to draw his battle axe and he is going to attack you. You see this look of just burning hatred in his eyes. Pocket, your AC is
17.
okay. One attack hits. The first you're able to dodge out of the way as he swings. The second time you kind of juke back and forth, thinking you figured him out, and he just connects right into your side. The wind knocked out of you. You take 10 points of slashing damage.
Jesus.
And 7 points of fire damage as the axe erupts in flame as he connects with you.
That's rude.
You started it.
Saya, you're up.
I'm casting Fog Cloud.
Okay. Can you click it so it shows up? Thank you.
Yeah, I had to choose the spell level, because Warlock.
Okay. 20-foot radius.
So it's actually using a second level spell slot, because Warlock, so it's actually 40-foot radius.
Fog Cloud's a second level spell. I thought, 1 second.
Like, because it's in the thing that if you use a second level spell slot or higher, it's 20 foot.
Oh, yep, nope, never mind, I'm a derp, it is 40. Where are you centering it on?
Me? 40-foot radius is really wide, so yeah, me's perfectly fine.
That basically covers the whole map.
Yeah.
That is also
Jesus.
concentration, so I'm going to put this little blue dot on to signify I have concentration spell up.
Yep. Out of nowhere, this just thick, foggy mist begins to billow out from the center of the town square. You hear the screaming of the villagers as they scatter. Many of them are screaming, terrified about Strahd as the mists take over the town square. Axel, you're up.
So I, because I know I'm right next to Pocket, even if I can't see him the best right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I yell to Pocket, "We're leaving. Let's go!" And I'm going to, like, grab him, like try to, I guess, grapple him and just withdraw with him.
Okay. Go ahead, Pocket. You let yourself be grappled.
No, on the grounds that I was already going to be trying to run.
Okay.
So assuming now that there's a fog that it might be one of them trying to reach me, no, I'd try to resist.
Yeah, Axel, you'll have to roll for it. Roll to hit, and then oppose athletics checks.
Would it just be the athletics check?
No, because he is trying to avoid it. You have to hit first, and then do the athletics part.
Okay. So I guess my plus will be the same as I did this.
All right, you are, due to the obscuring fog, you try to reach out to grab him, and you just grab air.
All right. Well, I will use my bonus action to cast Sanctuary on him.
Okay. That sounds good.
And then I will get myself back out of the way.
Okay. All right. Being rather unnerved about the fog, the two guardsmen kind of stumble out in, like, kind of doing the whole having their arms out, trying to gauge space with their swords. And they are going to attempt to strike Pocket as well. So first, wisdom save. What's your DC?
12.
Okay, they both rolled a 5.
Hey!
So they are going to waste their spell, or their attack. Pocket, it is your turn.
Bonus action disengage. But also, do we count that as a bonus action so that, because that would mean that I can't do it, or
So
can I still just do that?
You can disengage as a bonus action.
Right, but I mean the feline agility.
Yeah, so that's not an action, so you should just be able to do that.
Yeah.
Got it. Well then, we are gonna full zoomy boy, move my 30 feet, action dash, feline agility to get the other 30 feet and be gone.
Okay. You are, just so you know, you're running, and it is pea soup fog, so you really can't see more than 5 feet in front of you.
I was just beelining straight behind me. I think
right.
that just means I'm gonna trample Axel.
Roll a dexterity save to not barrel into Axel. You almost run headfirst into your friend in the thick armor, but at the last second you see him coming, and almost like in the Matrix, you leap over him and you kind of do the like cat turning mid jump so you can land and like catch yourself on your feet and keep running.
Fluffy makes me sound cooler than I am.
That's as they pointed out in chat, that's actually 180 feet of movement based on your tabaxi ability.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, it would be 60 and 60, so 120.
And how
That's fair.
long is one turn?
6 seconds.
So 120 feet in 6 seconds.
20 feet a second. Yeah, I mean, there's some land speed records being set here.
I was gonna say, well, I'm just wondering, did he break the sound barrier, and can we use the explosion to get away?
He would not have broken the sound barrier. We're looking at, land animal speeds here.
Yeah, so the sound barrier apparently would be 1,125 feet per second. So he's a couple orders of magnitude short.
I'm moving like 13 miles an hour.
Where's the fastest fuckboy video?
27. That's 28 or something like miles an hour. 27, 28. So
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Yeah, you're off the map at this point if you ran the full 120.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am disappearing. Not purposely not calling out to anyone, just making it seem like I was, I guess Axel involved himself, but just getting out.
Okay. Verity, you're up.
Okay, so he did pass like right by her. Would she have like at least caught a glimpse, or?
You would have caught a glimpse, yes.
Okay.
Because he moved in the 5-foot square next to you.
I'm going to assume she will be like, oh yeah, that's got to be Pocket.
At Pocket, I know you're not telling anybody, but I kind of imagine you kind of just going, like, screaming or yelling, oh no, oh no, oh no, or something.
Basically.
So Verity would have heard that.
Okay, so from her position, she will spend 1 sorcery point to activate a distance spell,
Okay.
and she will combine that with the cantrip Thaumaturgy to make it sound, to make the sound of a very deliberate sound of like a slamming door from here.
Okay.
To hopefully make them think that Pocket ran the other way.
Okay.
And then she will take her 30 feet of movement to just, 10, 15, 25, 30.
Okay. Roz, you are up.
Seeing as everybody seems to be in the runaway aspect, Raz kind of chuckles to himself as a cloak of darkness surrounds him and he appears on the other side of the building. And then he just kind of casually saunters along.
Very nice. Nanaha, you are up, and everything is foggy as fuck.
Nanaha heard running and screaming and has decided to run away as well.
Okay.
Using action to run, so wouldn't that make it 80 feet?
So, yeah, if your speed is 40, you can run 40 feet for your action, 40 feet for your move action, and if you wanted to spend a key point to do Step of the Wind, you could run even further.
I think 80 feet will cover it. Let's see. I'm good.
All right. All right. You all hear, "You idiots, find them!" And the guards begin looking panicked. You see, burning through the fog, this massive sphere of fire forming in the malformed arm of this.
No.
Who he is. Maybe the burgomaster, maybe the guard captain, you don't know. But he is standing there holding this burning ball of fire that is burning through your fog, and he just in anger throws it. It manages to just land next to Axel without hitting him. The fog burns away for a few seconds before the thick cloud begins to kind of cover up what was burned away. You hear the hissing of steam as the condensed moisture is sizzled away by the intense heat. And he is going to head in one direction. He made his wisdom save against, or intelligence save against the thaumaturgy. Saya, you're up.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And we're holding the concentration.
Okay.
You don't actually need to use an action for that.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay. Well, in that case, she's gonna come out here.
You could double move.
Yeah, we're leaving.
I assume we're just counting Pocket as off this map, because...
Yeah, Pocket is off this map.
Raz is as well.
Everybody but Axel is off the map. And now it's Axel's turn.
In Verity.
Yeah, Axel is
Oh,
withdrawn.
and Verity.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
some of us are still mortal.
Okay, yeah, if I dash, I can get off the map, so I'm leaving.
Okay. You hear the sounds, Verity, of the other two guards running in the opposite direction towards the sound of the door slam. There's a bit of confusion as they're trying to stumble around. One of them trips onto the platform that the stocks are raised up on. Verity, it is now your go.
Okay, so the fog rolled in, but so did they even see that she was involved with this?
No.
Okay, so she has a little smirk as she hears the the goon guards running after her distraction, and just casually, kind of walks away into the just kind of walks into the fog, not running, so it doesn't make a lot of noise, just kind of blending into nothing. With 30 feet, she's off the map, so that's her go.
All right. Okay. You hear the sounds of clattering weapons and scampering, and you see the occasional gout of fire bursting through the sphere of fog as you guys just make your way the fuck out of there. Are you taking the north or the south split in the road?
If we're talking about me, the only place that I know of for sure is back the way that we came, back towards my horse.
Okay, so if you did that, you would have to have ran back in the opposite direction. The stockyards are to the east of where you were, and the inn is to the northwest of where you were.
Then we are definitely going not that way, and perhaps going back to the inn.
Okay. All right.
It's just Axel will pick up Roz and follow that way.
Well, Roz bamped north based on where he was going, so if there was a road that way and people fleeing the scene, he would have just kind of casually joined in, not, running, not screaming, but just kind of doing his best to blend in to the crowd of commoners.
Okay. Could you roll me, we'll just say, a stealth check? Roz, you get advantage. All right. Can everyone else in the group roll me a stealth check, please?
I'm good at that.
Damn!
Here comes all the nat 20s.
2 20s.
Look, I'm as stealthy as the monk.
We are odd looking.
I suppose while I'm trying to sneak back towards the inn, I do want to take a look at whatever it is I stole from this big army boy.
Okay. What you have in your hand is a small... There we go, that's what I was looking for. A small doll. It's about the size of... I'd say it's about the size of a large, grapefruit.
Male doll, female doll?
Female doll. She's... can you do me a solid? And can you roll me... We'll say either insight or history. Okay, 1 second, sorry.
You're fine.
Fred Boat was being dumb.
That sounds like Fred Boat.
Yeah. This doll looks kind of familiar. You are very confused, but it looks exactly like Irina. Like the outfit, the stitched facial designs.
That's creepy. We'll keep that and maybe ask her what that's about. Maybe she's famous.
Make sure you're friends before you ask.
You guys can still see the thick sphere of fog in the town square where you guys are fleeing from. Various buildings. You see people nervously, like, shuttering their shops and running off the street and just, like, genuinely anxious about what's going on, since there was screaming and yelling and fire and fog and the whole 9 yards. You run past, and collectively the group sees there's a kind of a rotund-looking man with almost like faded jester attire. There's like he's got like a jester cap on, and there is a monkey sitting on his shoulder, and he's like looking at the streets from outside of his shop, kind of looking in the direction of the hubbub.
I would stop, but I caused a hubbub, so I'm gonna keep moving, kind of taking my time, just making sure nobody's tailing me, and just make it to the inn to now start trying to keep a low profile.
All right. The cat person in the land of humans will try to keep a low profile.
See, you get it.
Maybe we should visit the stocks later and see if they've got something magical to hide you.
How much health do you have left there, Pocket?
7.
Subtle.
Yeah, so there is a bit of a blood trail. Thankfully, the fire cauterized a lot of the wound. There's a faint scent of burning cat hair near him.
Oh, gross.
Since he goes a lot
Fire will wash
faster
him.
than Roz,
Mhm.
Roz will kind of like kick some dirt over the mud or the blood while he's continuing to walk up the street behind him.
Sounds good.
I mean, he's not exactly a tracker or anything, but anything to make it slightly more difficult. Lots of people are walking on the dirt, so it shouldn't be that difficult. It just kind of be like kick drag every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any large splotches that Saya sees, she's going to shape water to shift, clear it.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid cat.
The old cartoony sweeping up the blood.
Yeah. You don't seem to have been followed, from what you all can tell. Pocket, you make it back to the inn as you basically burst in. There is a kind of a larger man with a thick black beard and curly black hair, and there's like streaks of gray, and he just kind of like is looking at you as you run in. Are you okay, friend?
The wolves outside are a bit wild.
Roll me a deception check, please. And he kind of looks. That is good to know. I did not know they could breathe fire now.
No, that was just me doing some quick doctoring on the way. I'm a little afraid I might bleed out, as thin as I am.
All right. Are you all right? Here, let me go. And he kind of fetches a pail of water and a rag and starts, like, cleaning your wound.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for my friends.
That would be wise. Especially, I mean, no disrespect, but most people will not be giving the most kindest of welcomes to individuals such as yourself. Do not blame them. They live simple lives and have simple insights on the way the world works.
You seem to have a lot of insight.
I try. Owning a bar requires you to have insight on very many things.
Around this
Noted. And I'll
time,
just be like washing myself with a rag and cleaning off a bit.
around this time, Roz will probably come into the inn.
You see, that the tap room is kind of still pretty filled. There's some more people coming in, like very much so. The whole like, what the hell is going on? I heard crazy things. He sees Roz come in. Hello, are you? And he looks at Pocket. Is this the one who's after you?
Well, he's a friend of mine. I assume at some point he'll be after me, though.
The man kind of steps away. I know where this goes. I am not. Yes. I'll just stand by with bandages. Please don't try to knock his lights out too badly.
Do we have the keys to our rooms yet?
Saya walks in at that moment. I do.
Yeah, Saya and Axel had the key.
Raz, I've got it. And
And
I
I
over to him.
think we should go to our room and have a little conversation about what is going on.
Saya looks at the owner. No damages will be done.
You broke up.
No damages will be done.
All right. That is good to know. So you guys have a set of 2 rooms upstairs. So I will move y'all to your bedrooms.
Once everybody's safely accounted for, I'm going to release the concentration on Fog Cloud.
Okay.
And Roz will be going in with Pocket, wherever room that is.
Axel will follow as well, just to start patching him up.
I can't see because of vision. Which is it, left or right from where we are?
It should be north of where you are. Oh, wait, actually, no, I moved you to the right spot, so let me set your vision here. Okay, can you see now?
Oh, I can see before. Which one is their room? She's coming along with.
So, you have this room of 4, and then there's a room of 2 to the next of it.
Okay, all right. Getting crowded in here.
Right?
Wandering in, standing on a drum.
Saya wants nothing to do with this. I'm in our room. I'm actually in my lantern.
Nice.
Pocket. I understand, based on previous conversations, why you just did what you did. But it was both incredibly foolish and incredibly pointless. You do realize now that all of the anger that the guard and the captain have towards you is going to be directed at that child. I would not be surprised if that child does not live to see tomorrow.
It would be better to go at night and free them if we're going to do something like that.
And the door bangs open, and Verity comes in and walks up to Pocket, takes a look at his wound, and then hauls back and slaps him. And then leaves and goes back to hang out with the Lantern Woman.
The lantern, right? Because she's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fine.
Rubbing his face, I guess we'll, well, no, yeah, just rubbing his face. I don't see how that's any different from slaying a son in a church and then letting his father apparently hang himself and not tell the friends about it.
You can tell I didn't know about it either, and that does hurt. It's just there's so many things that can go wrong now because of this.
Yeah,
I understand why you did it. I promise.
I like where your head's at, Pocket. This is just going to make things a little trickier to get us through town.
Got any
Got any what?
cloaks? Something to the fact that you're a cat?
I mean, I have this little one, I guess, and it's mostly just like a half shawl.
Tuck your tail?
Well, there's a number of things that were different between a priest and his son and what you just did. But I think scolding you has already been handled.
If there's something wrong happening, we should want to do something about it. I couldn't just stand there and let him beat a child that was already in stocks.
Yes, but you could wait for him to go away and release the child when he's not looking.
And that would be any better for the child how? At least now it looks like there's someone else for him to... There's anyone else for him to put his anger in. If the child just disappeared in the night, then that just means we have to go kill this child now because he can escape.
Assuming the child is not already dead.
I had to try.
And I understand it's just... We are very distinct here.
We are. Okay. Right now, there's nothing we can do for the stocks because I imagine that place is swarming with guards, and they're probably looking for us as we do kind of stand out a bit. So tonight, I think if we're going to have a shot at getting those kids out, it's going to be under cover of dark, like Nanaha said. You two are probably going to have the best chance of doing that. In the meantime, we need to find Irina and get probably all of us out of the city.
So we're just going to ignore the laws of this land?
Oh boy.
Seems like we already did.
Then please enlighten me in regards to when we can do things that help us, when we cannot do things that help us, when we must follow the laws, when we should ignore the laws, because you keep presenting with very different mindsets and following of these things. Sometimes we have to follow the laws because that's what good people do, and other times we're just ignoring them and just doing what other things.
A good person does not follow the law.
The law has to be just to be followed. If it's not benefiting anyone, then why follow it?
So you're anarchists.
Do you see what's written on the front of this little turtle stuffed animal? It says, "The Revolution."
I have not even really paid attention to your stuffed turtle, so no, I had not read that before.
Speaking of stuffed turtle, Pocket will pull out the doll that he stole. Well, that big guy had this on him.
I wonder if he stole it from the child.
Whether he had it or the child had it, it seems either Irina is a hero and has dolls made of her, or there's something far more creepy going on here.
Irina might have more than one stalker.
Oh boy.
We'll just put the doll away.
For mechanical purposes, would this be a short rest for Pocket?
Yes.
All right.
Nanaha, also please remember you can use your healer's kit to do some healing on people if they need it.
Wait, you roll hit dice to recover during a short rest, right?
Yes.
Okay. Rolling 2.
I was thinking more so that was in case of emergency.
Valid.
Does he look?
I think he's actually pretty good now. Because that's 15 hit
Very good.
points.
Yeah, that's more than half, and I had 7, so I'm good.
Okay.
After a while, Saya is going to emerge from her lantern and look at Verity. You realize Axel and Pocket stick out a lot.
Verity is actually meditating on her bed and doesn't really open her eye, but is kind of like, I'm aware of what I look like, thank you. You are also blue.
I am. She wasn't, like, she didn't say Verity sticks out. She said Axel and Pocket.
Oh, you kind of just cut out, so
Oh,
I
yeah, no.
just guessed.
No, Axel, she says, you know Axel and Pocket they stick out a lot, right?
And she said, yes, and?
Maybe they should be sleeping in the caravan.
If they sleep in the caravan, there would be no one to keep an eye on them. And they seem most inclined to impulsive decisions.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be better than the guards coming here and dragging all 6 of us out.
She just kind of shrugs and says, if you feel that way, that is your prerogative to suggest it.
Fair enough.
So the group that's here, Pocket will chime in. So, I mean, I guess for the time being, I can wait here.
Did anybody see you come in?
The entire bar.
Entire bar downstairs.
How good are you at disguising yourself aside from tiny cape?
I'm a cat.
I'm not sure disguise would be the best option. I think sticking to the shadows and just staying out of sight seems to be more his speed.
I guess I could.
I mean, as soon as it gets dark and there's less people in the streets, I can head out and I can stay out all night so long as I can nap now.
Saya's going to shove her way past Axel into the room. You two are
I'm
really
preparing
obvious.
to be hit.
What was that?
Pocket's preparing to be hit.
Raz puts something in front of him so that when she sprays him down with water, he doesn't get wet.
She didn't. Like, she didn't even, like, raise her hand to do it. She
Nope,
just, like...
she just charged it. Too much. Already too much.
She positions herself in a way that she can glare at both Axel and Pocket together. You two stand out a lot. And that was a very dumb thing you've done.
I don't think it would be hard to change Axel's appearance enough to not be recognizable, but yeah, Pocket. Ooh.
He's so handsome, though.
I always thought he'd look better with a haircut.
I'll give you both a shave. It's possible that sleeping in the caravan might be safer.
I was just thinking that we could maybe, I don't know, find a way to, like, change the appearance of Axel's armor or just had him leave it behind while we're investigating. Then he'll look a little more peasantly? Question mark?
You could also just throw like a ratty old cloak over it and it would accomplish the same thing.
Raz leaves the room.
Hide the fact that Pocket's a cat, but we could at least hide our paladin.
Yeah, as this conversation starts, Axel starts going through his pack for his the thing that has toiletries in it, mess kit food, but you know what I'm talking about. And I grab my razor and start. Well, I guess I would need some water, but hey, Saya, can I have some water?
She takes your water skin and like shape waters it into a bowl for you. That would have been easy for you to do.
Not gonna lie, I forgot I had that on me, out of character. Thank you very much. And Axel starts shaving his head.
What would a shaved tabaxi look like anyway?
Hairless cat?
A sphinx.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just looked like a sphinx. As lanky as I imagine him, yeah, he just looked like a sphinx.
So many sunburns.
Lot of lotion.
I mean, do whatever you're going to do.
No, it gets the hose again. Sorry.
Do whatever you two are going to do, but if they come to drag you out of the tavern, I never met you.
At the mention of being dragged out of the tavern, is there a window in here that Pocket can look out and see if people are like coming to the?
There is a window in the room you're currently in. You see anyone coming to the inn with purpose? You see mostly peasants and various other individuals mulling
You also
about.
probably see Roz walking out of the inn and heading to the east.
Mm-hmm.
Now that she's
Well, there goes our
she's
big
going
guy.
back.
We can catch up with him. For now, just rest and we'll figure something out here.
Sure.
Like half shaved head at this point.
Roz, we'll do this with you first. You're able to make your way over to the stockyard.
I'm just going to try to find some basic clothes, nothing, fancy, just like, peasant clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Since he's from the Shadowfell as well, he has the closest complexion to any of the people around here, so he wants to have the ability to blend in as best he can.
Yeah, most of the people here are pale humans, but your skin is a little on the dusky grayish side, but not enough to draw immediate attention. You are able to make your way to the stockyard, and the man from before, Gunther, greets you. How can I help you again, friend?
I'm simply looking for some clothes. I've been wearing not a whole lot, but I've worn it for a number of days in a row, and I'm just trying to find something else to wear for a couple days.
That isn't a problem. Here, he leads you over to one of the sheds, and he unlocks it. And inside, there are a variety of different outfits. Some are on mannequins, some are folded. Feel free. Help yourself to any outfit you want in here that's going to fit you within reason. I mean, Rictavio said to take good care of you guys, so that is what I am going to be doing, because he pays me a lot of money.
Thank you. He will look for, as you said, just basic clothes for himself. He will also look to see if there's any sort of really big, super deep cloaks that might fit Pocket.
There are.
Then he will take a basic set of clothes for himself and that cloak.
All right. True to his word, it's on the house.
He doesn't look for one to cover the Verity's horns?
She could get a hat.
Verity, he wasn't involved in the conversation about Verity sticking out, so he would have no idea she would want that. When he left, they were talking about trying to figure out a way to hide Pocket, so that's what he did.
All right, we gotta find a fedora.
Roz, on your way back, you do manage to see, mixed amongst all the proclamations of the upcoming Festival of the Blazing Sun, you do see posted on a couple of the walls, there is a parchment posting, and on it is a crude representation of Pocket, and on it it says, "Wanted for crimes of malicious unhappiness and devilry. Reward offered."
Is there a bunch of them, or only like one?
There's about, you see 4 of them as you're walking at this point.
Then he will pull one down and pocket it, and then like adjust his sword like he's thinking about going out on a bounty hunt.
Okay.
But he will also swing by the stockyard just to check on the status of the prisoners.
Oh, the town square? Yes.
If that's where they were.
Yeah, they were in the town square. So the stockyard is where they have the supplies, and the town square are where the prisoners in stocks were. So you make your way to the town square. There's a few more of the postings about pockets on there. All of the individuals in the stocks are still there. You do see a few of them having bruises on their arms, but they are all still alive.
Did the child seem any worse for wear?
The child is kind of sniffling a little bit, but they seem to be a little battered compared to when you first came, but is not worse for wear than when you left.
Okay. And then he will slowly return back to the inn with his stuff.
Okay. It's about this time, you guys. What would you like to do, if anything, while Roz is away?
Axel's just finishing the slight makeover, and I guess asks the group if anyone's got a cloak that big enough to cover my armor.
You could always go buy one.
I could. His funds are so short, I figured if somebody had one, it would be easier.
I'm just gonna be curling up in bed, sleeping it off.
Okay.
I might want to get something. I'm kind of brightly colored for this place.
Okay. All right. Are you gonna go shopping too? Are we gonna have 2 shopping trips?
I don't really want to cross town. I think at most I would just go downstairs and ask the bartender if there's any cloaks that patrons have maybe left behind that he'd be willing to sell. After assuming enough time has passed, he's not waiting to return it to them.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Roz, you'll see at about this time Axel heading downstairs. The tap room is completely just bustling. There are lots of people. It is wall of sound as various people are laughing and telling stories and whatnot. The bartender woman that you saw before and the man that was helping tend Pocket are behind the bars right now taking orders. There are people running around bringing food to various people's tables. Some people seem to be keeping to themselves. I would like the both of you to roll me a perception check, Axel and Roz.
Wow.
Nice. Axel, as you're coming down the stairs, you see, just from your higher vantage point, something that kind of alarms you a little bit. You look over across the tavern and you clearly see Ismark and Irina at a table. They seem to be kind of laying low and keeping to themselves, but it's pretty unmistakable. You could see someone maybe missing them walking by, but from where you're standing, you got a clear enough view over the crowd to be able to pick them out.
So as Raz passes me on the stairs, I elbow him in the ribs and kind of motion my head over toward the corner.
Raz, you as you come in with your supplies, you really weren't paying attention to the rabble in the tap room. Not really your business. As Axel gets your attention, you are able to see over the tops of everyone's heads. You see Irina and her brother sitting at one of the tables near the back of the bar, kind of near the entrance.
He looks at Axel, kind of catching his eye, shows the edge of the cloak that he's picked up for Pocket, and then continues to head upstairs.
So Axel isn't exactly good at being stealthy, but I'm gonna I'm not gonna go over by them. I'm just gonna kind of walk up to the bar, over this side as far away as I can, and try to have my conversation with the barkeeper.
Okay. They're taking orders as you approach. One minute. We're a little busy right now. Okay. So what did you want? That is all right. 2 orders of the beet soup, and you want the grape mash. All right. Erwin, honey, can you help this man? And the large not imposing, but the man with the black and gray beard kind of scoots behind the bar. Oh yes,
Thanks
how
for
can I help
coming in,
you?
Snowfall.
Hey, sorry, this is a little unusual request, but I was wondering if there are any cloaks, perhaps, that patrons had left behind in the past that you'd be willing to part with. A couple of my companions are in need of them, and we're not really in a position to travel right now.
He looks at y'all. All right, you, and he nods. We could do something about that. You know what? Let's say on the house. And you see him leave. He kind of standing there awkwardly for a couple minutes. And then he comes back and he pushes a stacked pile of cloaks your way.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sure.
And I go back to the room. Just as I leave going up the stairs, I kind of cast just a glance over at Ismark and Arena just to make sure that they're still there and that everything's good.
They are, and they didn't seem to notice you or Roz coming and going.
Excellent.
I didn't even realize that Nanaha was there when he passed through. Roz would see Nanaha and just be like, Irina and Ismark are downstairs if you want to have that conversation. I figured I would let you broach the subject first, as they don't actively hate you.
I think that would be a good idea. How busy is it downstairs? Sounds loud.
What was that, Nanaha? You broke up.
Thought I broke up. It sounds kind of loud out there. How busy is it?
Oh, it's very busy. I did not see them at all until Axel pointed them out. So either you'll have to have a quiet conversation when nobody could overhear you, or you won't be able to have a conversation at all.
I was thinking about going shopping for some cloaks. Maybe after I get one, I could kind of hang out in there and wait until it calms down, or at least keep tabs on them and tail them if they leave.
So right about as she says go shopping for cloaks, I imagine Axel comes back in and says, "Hey Nanaha, I got some cloaks. Take your pick."
Do we have something that's pretty but not bright?
They're all very drab in shades of either gray, brown, or black.
I want a black one.
Axel takes the most extra medium gray that is there.
Extra medium gray.
Such gray, such wow.
You are able to get the most unassuming gray cloak there. It's a little threadbare, but it'll do its job.
Nice grab on that. Thank you.
Thank the bartender. They gave them to us.
While
I
I
will
was out,
That later.
I found
Easy.
a nice, deep, long cloak that would likely fit Pocket. It's in his room.
Excellent. Good thinking. So Nanaha puts on the cloak and decides to go try to blend into the bar.
Okay. Go ahead and do that. We'll just say roll me a stealth to see how well you blend in. Pocket, are you still sleeping at this point?
If no one's actually just trying to wake him up, yeah.
Okay. You hear a scream from downstairs. Ah! Lumi just rolled very poorly. Sorry, hun. You make your way downstairs. You kind of trip a little bit at the bottom. Nobody seems to be paying too much attention. They seem to think you're just drunk. People are going about their conversations.
Nanaha tries to go order some food and sit at a table.
Okay. So what you can do, since you have a room or you have a bed, you are able to get food, basic food, if that's what you want. Let me check the price here. All right. So you can get some fresh bread and beet soup for free. If you wish to have some meat, wolf steak costs 5 silver.
Soup it is.
Okay. You can get some water. Wine is 3 copper for the purple grape mash, or red dragon crush for 1 silver.
Water it is.
Okay. When they take your order, it's the man with the big bushy beard, and you're like, he's like, "Well, you sure you don't want any wine?"
I need my wits about me. I'm anxious enough as it is. But maybe later.
He kind of sighs. All right. We'll be back with your food here shortly. He seems a little offended.
Okay, fine. I heard something about a crush.
Yeah, he perks up. Well, there's Red Dragon Crush. That's our better of the 2 wines, if that's what you would like.
Sure, how much is it?
It is a silver.
Can you break a gold?
He kind of laughs. Yes, if you bend hard enough.
I pass over a gold piece. 1, please.
All right. He goes and he fetches your food and the wine, gives you your change. Nanaha, you are able to just kind of sit. For the most part, there's some people being very boisterous and loud sitting next to you. They are clearly very intoxicated. Near the stairs at the top, at the northern portion of the tavern, you overhear some conversations of individuals bragging about hunting. They seem to be rather interested in, eyeing you up in particular. You see across from the entryway, you see, you see the back of Irina's head, and you see Ismark, and they're talking, and they seem to be finishing their meal.
Nanaha is trying to keep an eye on things and not stick out so much as she can. Also, how much change do I have? Because I don't know how it converts.
1 gold is 10 silver, so you have 9 silver for your gold piece.
Thank you.
No problem. Alright, what do the rest of you want to do while Nanaha is reconnaissancing?
As I said in the game chat, Raz just goes into his room and gets changed to, uncaring of the 2 ladies in his presence, and they don't seem to care either. Otherwise, waiting for Nanaha to give him the nod or indication that it's time to go downstairs and swallow his pride.
Mm-hmm.
Axel is just gonna hang out with Sleeping Pocket and wait for Nanaha to come back.
Okay. I would say about a half hour goes by, Nanaha, of you sitting there drinking your bright purplish red soup. The wine is, it's pretty decent. You're not super familiar with wine, but it seems, relatively tasty. You're
Yay,
sitting
colors.
Yes. At this point, you see Irina and Ismark both, stand up from their table. And, Ismark heads out first, Irina's following. And you see the color drain from Ismark's face as he makes eye contact with you.
Well, since I'm already seeing she's gonna float. I'm sorry, can I speak with you? I'm so sorry.
He is like, his skin goes a little paler than normal, and then kind of a red flushes over his face. Outside, we can have this conversation. All right, you make your way outside, standing next to a deep stone well. Looks a little conflicted at seeing you. How is everyone?
She sighs.
So as we last the break, Nanaha, Ismark, and Irina step out in front of the tavern for their conversation.
Anna is specifically standing in front of the well. Hang on, I'm gonna turn off push to talk for just a moment because otherwise I'm gonna F this up.
Alright, so Irina looks a little disappointed and kind of averting her eyes a little bit. Ismark kind of is standing there, Ismark's standing there, his arms crossed. Alright, out with it.
Nanaha is specifically standing in front of the well. She goes down to her knees and prostrates herself in front of them. Please forgive us. I'd only known them for a day, and honestly didn't know what they'd say. Although there are people, I just don't think they've been around other people for extended periods of time. What they said was stupid and unempathetic. I would never let anyone give you to Strahd. No one, and I mean no one, should ever be bound to a person who they do not care for. I know you don't like us. You even hate us, and, I don't blame you. I hate the man who sold me. But as much as you may hate us, I fear for your safety. I feel responsible for your safety due to Strahd's interaction with my companion. I know that he will be in Valakai in 2 days. Please, I beg of you, suffer my presence until that time has passed, or until I can get you to Kresk out of Strahd's reach. Please, I beg of you. I cannot live with myself if something were to happen to you because my companions lacked the social fortitude and considered temptation. They're not perfect, but I swear there is actually good in them.
Nanaha?
If you don't like what I said, you can throw me into the well.
Nanaha, please mark down a point of inspiration. Also, please roll persuasion at advantage.
Okay. There it is. At advantage. How bad did I do?
A 4 and an 18.
Thank God for advantage!
And that 18 was teetering on that 3.
Yeah. You see Ismark's stance soften quite a lot as he unfolds his arms. Irina, looks up at you. You see her mouth thank you. Ismark looks at his sister. Alright. I believe you.
Thank you.
Irina kind of looks... You either were very sincere or are the best liar I have ever met. But I mean this lovingly. I think it is definitely not the latter.
I couldn't lie myself out of a shoebox most days, honestly.
They sell shoes in boxes?
Some places, yes.
All right, it takes different kinds.
It's if they have to be delivered.
Fair. I don't know if you agree with me, brother, but I don't hold it entirely against you. All of you are strangers to our lands. The fear of being trapped here will lead a lot of people to do things they do not mean. I appreciate you coming to talk to us. Ismark just kind of looks. All right. We appreciate your warning, and as Irina said, there have been a lot who have been led to their own devices when trapped here. We do not entirely blame you. Thank you for your honesty. It is very much appreciated.
Thank you for listening to me speak. I'm sorry that it ever even got to this point.
You see at this point, Irina is kind of fumbling in her pockets, looking for something. Ismark pulls a bit of cloth, a handkerchief out of his pocket, and hands it to Nanaha.
Thank you. Wipes her face.
Keep it. It's yours now.
Sorry. Thank you. So we ended up with a room here. What happened with you guys?
We have a room here as well.
That's good, that's good. If you'd like, we could post guard over the night to keep anybody from going after your rooms.
That would be rather appreciated. Ismark is kind of like, well, I mean, let's be honest, I think it's going to be the case because if you are in either of with the group you're as large as you all, you must have had to take up most of the guest rooms.
We took two.
There are 3 available, so we clearly have the one next to yours.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Alright, well, Irina and I will be retiring for the night. Feel free to come if there's anything else you wish to discuss. We will not be going anywhere right now.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to my companions and talk to them about setting up a guard schedule. Again, thank you. I'm so sorry about this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't beat yourself up about it. Many people have done worse than what your friend proposed in this place to try and escape.
Nana has a slightly sad smile. I know what people will do to better their station. I don't want any of that happening to you guys. It's no good.
Alright, well, we will talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Nana heads back to the room. Where is the room?
Upstairs. I move you.
Thank you.
So, yes, between the 2 rooms you have, there is a total of 6 beds. So 4 of you in one room, 2 of you in another.
Hey, can you come into the other room for a minute?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me grab Pocket.
I imagine, much like any cat that doesn't want to be woken up, he's
Right,
just...
Yeah, Axel gently shakes Pocket. Hey, Pocket.
And so swat for a second. Okay. Hi. What What?
Meeting in the next room.
All right, full feline stretch, and then
Does he not notice Axel is now bald?
Yeah, Axel is bald, and there's a large, thick, black cloak next to your bed.
Well, he doesn't really know that the cloak's exactly his, so we'll just move on and stare at the back of Axel's head as he walks to the other room.
Okay.
Now, was it the full shave, or did he only take off like the top of his head and left the mullet?
No, shaved head bald.
Oh, okay.
Pocket, where's your cloak?
What cloak?
That cloak that was sitting next to your bed. Rod's got it for you.
I found a large and very deep cloak to hopefully help you move around when you're not in the shadows.
You'll hear a light squeal. You got me a gift!
I got you 2 gifts. That
Force
cloak,
tug.
and he will try to push him off as he reaches into his pocket and pulls out the picture and the wanted poster. This is a second gift for you. You'll find its likeness all over the town.
I'll grab the poster and kind of look at it. How close to me does it actually look?
So, a lot of the features are somewhat exaggerated, giving you more of a werewolf appearance than that of a humanoid feline. However, there is still, a lot of the artist depictions are rather accurate, and it does, it seems to be you through the lens of someone who was trying to make you out to be a monster.
They missed some of my rugged handsomeness. But then he'll run off.
No,
Probably.
they did not.
Grab the cloak and then come back.
Yes. And it says, wanted for crimes of malicious unhappiness and general devilry.
So I'm a handsome devil now.
Reward offered. Alive or dead.
Careful so that you don't become a dead handsome devil.
Huh.
We'll
I
roll
wonder
the
if they're
poster up
giving
and
him
keep it.
credit for the fog.
Probably. I doubt they see many facts here. So Ismark and Irina were downstairs. I waited until they got up, they saw me, had a mild panic attack. Not that I blame them. But they at least agreed to talk to me outside. To which I apologized for everyone, and said they could shove me into the well if they didn't like what I had to say. They accepted the apology, and accepted the idea of us setting up a guard for them until the time that Strahd is supposed to have arrived to do the meetup, because they're also in the inn. In the inn. Huh, that sounds weird. But yeah, we can do guard duty and keep them safe. They've accepted the apology, is what I'm getting at.
Well, that's good news. Strahd said he was going to meet us in town tomorrow night. Is that correct?
Unites in the conversation.
Yes, tomorrow night. Because I met him overnight and he said in 2 nights. So I assume it is tomorrow night.
Okay.
And he did not specifically say he was going to be there. He said to alert the coffin maker if I had Irina, and he would be there to retrieve her. If that means he is going to be in town in general, or if the coffin maker has a way of indicating such things, I do not know.
Seems that people travel by coffin here, and he'll look at Nana.
I would recommend it. So here's some thoughts. We could maybe investigate the coffin maker, or if anybody thinks that they can, I know the big thing I'm going with these days is apparently disguises, but disguise ourselves as Irina, we could try to fool the coffin maker.
Are we trying to engage Strahd at this point?
Saya looks down at her skin, looks over at Verity. Well, I think that'd have to be you, wouldn't it, Nanaha?
Probably, and at least, I'd be air quotes unarmed and, look the least threatening.
Well, you have been in a coffin already. Are you saying you wish to be Strahd's bride?
Oh, hell no. I'm just saying if we need a lure for something, because I don't know what to do about Strahd other than try to keep him off Irina. But if, we could misdirect him from where Irina actually is, it'd probably be a good thing.
Well, he's expecting, if there's going to be an exchange, he's expecting it tomorrow night. I think maybe the best course of action would be to set up a guard shift for the night, make sure everything goes as it needs to, and we just haul ass in the morning toward Kresk.
Also an option.
That would... Let's see. She pulls out, does scribble. That seems to have a higher probability of success than attempting to fool someone of Strahd's apparent prowess.
So...
I don't know that while we're in the valley here, we can ever really fool or escape Strahd's, reaches.
So then it comes down to, is it safer to be in town or on the road somewhere?
Well, Kresk isn't that far away, I thought.
It is a couple miles to the west.
Or do you think we could get passage into Kresk? I heard they don't like anyone.
Would they open the gates for the burgomaster of... crap, where the fuck is...
Barovia.
Would they open the gates for the burgomaster of Barovia?
I really have no idea. I could talk to the burgomaster of Barovia and ask about that.
Raz kind of heads to the third door and knocks.
Oh, God.
I am not letting him go on his own. Runs in front of him.
Roz, you are able to walk down. None of you knew what he was doing. He just left the room.
There are only 3 rooms, okay?
He could have gone back downstairs. So he's going to make it to the other door and knock on it.
At least stick her head out then?
I mean, at this point, yeah. You would have heard the knocking. The door opens. Ismark sees Roz and isn't hostile, but there's a slight level of caution.
We are talking about plans to keep you two safe, and I thought you might want to be involved this time.
I appreciate that. Irina, come on. Brother, I can hear him just fine. He just kind of looks like, all right, fine, let's go.
Wow, she's cranky tonight.
Well, I don't know if you have any siblings, Pounce, but...
I know, I have an older sister, I know.
And she kind of comes in and, takes a look at everyone, kind of waves.
Bucket's smiling and, happy to see her.
So, there is talks of plans.
Will Kresk even open its gates to you?
No. That is why we didn't try it right away.
And Verity scratches something out of her notebook.
Irina is just like, yeah, there... I believe I overheard some talks from Father a while ago before they closed up entirely, but they still seem to be doing business with the winery in the valley. That seems to be the only outsiders they let in.
Oh, that doesn't bode well for that idea.
We are concerned that since tomorrow night was when Strahd wanted you dropped off, he may try to take you by force then instead.
So we're trying to figure out maybe a fortified structure that we can hide you in to keep him away. We don't know the area very well.
You know, there's a lighthouse that we own that we could maybe take
Windmill.
refuge in.
You mean the windmill?
Or the windmill, yes, excuse me, not lighthouse, the windmill.
I mean, they both have parts that go around and they're big towers. It's fine.
They're cousins.
Joe.
They're similar. Not yet. I may need to be after this.
All his int score was in his hair.
Weren't there squatters already in the windmill?
Also, how well is the structure?
I think the only person we saw there was Pounce's drug dealer, right?
Pockets drug dealer, not Pounces.
God dang it.
Oh boy.
Pockets drug dealer.
I think you mean pie dealer.
Yes, pie dealer.
The woman we started an argument with when she was taking a child.
Yeah, that one. She
Taking a child?
She let the child go.
Yes,
The
after
parents-
Von Fi threatened her life.
The parents seemed to sell the child to her, and she seemed honest about planning to give the child a better life.
That is the point I raised, but
The point being, whether we agree with her motives or not, she seems amicable to dealing.
and it's at this point because of their position, Verity reaches out with her hand and just kind of rubs a finger on Axel's head. Just interesting.
Well, there is one level of being accommodating and giving up a child you thought you made a deal for. There's something completely different with a group of people arriving and forcefully expelling you from the place that you've set up shop.
I don't know if we would necessarily need to use force. She seems like the type that would probably accept that we're the deed holders.
Or
Believe it or not all problems need to be solved at sword point.
So we're going to be landlords now? How much are we going to charge her for living in our location?
We
You
can
guys had a
that out.
piece of paper. I don't think it's notarized or anything official, or at least that she'd probably behold to. Either way, I don't think we need to evict her. And I don't know how much of a defensible point that is anyway. Ismark, Irina, do you know of any place that might be a good place to hold up?
Honestly, this was the place that we were planning on staying in. I mean, maybe we could try to find a way to barter our way into Kresk, but
That's only 2 days away, though. I don't know if that's enough time.
I assume it's unwise to try to camp along the roads at night.
I would recommend against it, yes, unless you have a way of protecting yourself.
How familiar are you with this town's burgomaster?
Ismark kind of shrugs his shoulders. I had a little bit of dealing with him when father would talk to him about trade between the villages, but that was a while ago. He is, what I remember, he's a very superstitious, very paranoid man.
I would also point out that one of our party members is wanted in this town, and going to the head of the authority may not be a wise idea.
So Pocket does not go with us, but we know that Strahd has an ally in the coffin maker. I am wondering if we could not use that as a bargaining chip with the current burgomaster to ensure that the town does its best to stay safe for you two.
Or we could investigate what's going on with the coffin maker, see if there's anything suspicious about him, aside from, being allied.
Would Kresk open up for entertainers?
Both of them kind of look. I don't know. It has been many years since we had any interaction with anyone from Kresk. Ismark's like, maybe. They don't tend to have much want for anything other than the wine, but maybe. I don't know how dour their moods are.
I mean, perhaps we could all be hired as escorts for the vine if we go to the vineyard.
That might not be a bad idea.
Where is this vineyard at?
It is west of here, if I remember, south of Kresk. Brother, wasn't the shipments of wine? We hadn't gotten any for quite a while, right? Yes, Father was looking into that before his passing, but I wonder if something is going on.
Think the barkeep would know?
Possibly. He needs to know, he sells wine, he has to get it from them.
What vintage is it that vineyard sells?
They sell they're the only winemakers in Barovia.
Oh.
The vintages they sell there is the Purple Grape Mash number 5 blend, or there is the Red Dragon Crush.
Okay.
Tasty.
Saya's going to stand up and head downstairs.
Well, okay.
Well,
Saya-
if we're going to ask the barkeep, we might as well just ask the barkeep.
Verity was going to suggest to wait until it was less busy, so you might not annoy him. But
I have a plan.
All right, Saya, you kind of march downstairs. Ismark and Irina just kind of have this look of like, what just happened?
They have a habit of just walking away and not saying where they're going. I'm going to stick my head out and see what's going on.
excuse me, they.
To be
See
fair,
where I'm going.
to be fair, if we discussed everything we're going to do, we would never really get past the discussion part of things.
Just saying, hey, I'm going downstairs. Talk to you later.
So is it still super
I'm
super
sticking my
busy?
head up.
Like they're rushing to get orders?
It is still pretty busy. People are still ordering food.
Before she actually approaches the thing, she's going to start taking a couple orders from people who are flagging, like trying to flag them down. Just very simple orders that
Okay.
she can't possibly mess up. To help.
All right.
Nanaha sticks
Sure.
in the door. She's acting like a waitress.
All right. There are 3 orders of wolf steak, rare, medium rare, and blue rare. There are 5 orders of people requesting a refill on the beet soup, and various bottles of Red Dragon Crush requested.
Alright, so she's going to pass that information along and say, if you hand me beet soup and stuff, I can help serve shortly.
Donica, what do you think? She's offering to help. Yes, actually that would be quite helpful. We usually don't get this much of a rush right now. And she, hands you various bowls. Do you want to Erwin, go get the boys. There's no way she should be doing this alone. He kind of steps aside and comes back, and there's 2 younger children, probably 8 and 10. That'll come and help you. You're able to start distributing everything, and it starts calming down a little bit at this point.
Alright, once it's calmed down to a point where it looks like the 2 manning the bar, she is going to go sit for a moment. Wow, lots of business tonight.
Yes, many of them were talking about needing a drink after the event in the town square today.
That was kind of weird. The fog just coming up out of nowhere. My friend says you've got some Red Dragon Crush?
Yes, 1 silver for a glass.
She hands over a gold because that's where we're at in our lives.
Okay. They hand you back 9 silver. You get a glass of the wine.
I wanted to try this vintage while it was in Barovia, but they haven't been able to get any shipments. Have you heard anything weird out of the vineyard?
Roll me an insight check.
Where is insight? Hidden. There it is. Nope.
Alright. As far as you can tell, they just kind of are talking amongst themselves. We're getting by.
Well, at least I get to try it here.
Erwin kind of looks... he strokes his large bushy beard. Only your one friend with the bright clothes came for dinner. Here, come on. Danica, fetch me the cauldron. I will bring some room service.
Well, that's very kind of you.
So he comes back and he's got this, largish soup cauldron, and he's following you up to the rooms.
Saya pokes her head in. Dinner!
Food. Try the beet soup. It's pretty good.
He kind of stands up and he looks. Oh! Alright. And he kind of hands the cauldron, ladle, and some bowls. Alright, I don't feel so bad about this then. Do you mind if I come in? I know it's a little cramped, but...
Please.
He he squeezes in.
What a beard!
I know, look at this Patrick Rothfuss motherfucker. He looks at everybody. He looks at Irina and Ismark. Ismark gives him a look back. Yes, I know you said not to let them in, but it looks like you're on good terms now, so no harm, no foul. Ismark just kind of sighs. No, you're right. Your cat friend over there. You pulled quite the stunt today.
It's hard to place.
It's not the first time, I promise.
Oh no, that is fine. It is good to see someone actually doing something to help the people. If that is the type of company you keep, I'm more willing to trust this group.
Are you saying that the people don't like what's happening here?
He kind of laughs. No.
By the way, I just wanted to point out, while I was picking up your cloak, I did swing by the stockades, and all of the prisoners look much worse for wear because of your antics.
But at least we know that the people here don't like it, and that my actions were in the right, despite the fact that we weren't successful.
Both of you are making points here, but Izek, he is the type that would have beaten them if you had or had not interfered.
So if I were to try to release them in the middle of the night, would it be better or worse for them?
It would be better for them, worse if anyone caught you.
Perhaps we should consider illegal actions that will get us chased out of town after we decide if we're going to need to stay in town tomorrow night.
True.
That's a fair point. Yeah, you mentioned Isaac. Was he the lopsided man?
Yes, that is Izek Strasny. He is the right hand man to Burgomaster Velakovich.
Oh, real quick. Was his right hand or left hand the one that was all fucked up?
It was the right.
And Verity mumbles under her breath, I suppose it would be impossible for him to be the left-hand man of anyone.
The man just laughs. Pleasure to meet you all officially. Erwin Martikov. I am the owner of this inn. And more importantly, my family is the one who runs the vineyards west of here.
Makes sense.
Saya. Oh, okay.
I have, my father runs it. I have not talked to him in quite a while. We had a bit of a falling out last we saw each other, but we have not been getting many shipments as of late, so I worry something happened to him. And he looks at Saya. You were asking about the wine situation earlier, were you not?
Yes. We were considering ways of getting these two to Kresk, but we'd be happy to take a look out there for you.
I see. That actually makes a lot of sense. If you want to get into Kresk, I think helping return the wine trade would be a boon great enough to allow you access. For the longest time, my father was the only one they would let in. But if they have not been getting shipments in quite some time, their supplies are running out. And my family has the only land in Barovia that is fit for growing the grapes to make wine.
Does your family have like a crest, or does the winery have a crest or standard or something? The wagon that we're traveling in is marked with Vistani markings. I would like to indicate who we are or what our intentions are if we go through this.
That is a very good idea. He thinks for a minute. One moment he runs downstairs and comes back up and hands you a bottle. And on the bottle, excuse me, you see wow, I can't think. A barrel. Underneath it says Wizard of Wines. And on top of the barrel there is a raven sitting on it.
Ooh, pretty.
Wait! The cards!
Yes? What about cards?
Wait, no, sorry, that wasn't in character. I was just, my brain, I was trying to remember the card reading we had last week.
The card reading is in your journal, under the Taraka reading.
Taraka reading.
Yeah, I think you're
She
thinking
made
about
it nice and neat about it. Like,
the
oh my god,
Wizard's
that's better than
Tower.
Look for a wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide us to what we seek. And we have the Wizard of Wine.
Is your vineyard on the lake?
No, it is not. There is a large hill clearing to the southwest of here, of the winery. We are near that. We are in a clearing in the forest that we cleaned out.
Do you know of any structures near a lake?
He kind of sits, ponders, strokes his beard. Perhaps there is the rickety old tower to the west of Valakai. She's been abandoned for quite some time. That is right off Lake Baratok. Maybe a wizard lived there. No one really comes or goes.
I'm sorry, what did you say the lake was? Lake Baratok?
Yes. Right now, Valakai, we are right by Lake Zarovich.
Must be nice to be the lord of the land and able to name lakes after yourself.
He just kind of like, I guess that's a perk.
You mean there isn't a Raz stream where you're from?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Make yourself well known enough, and maybe someone will want to name a lake after you.
But yes, if you're looking for a wizard's tower, that is most likely going to be, I don't know, it is the only unassuming tower that I am aware of. If, well, there is also the Mad Mage across the lake. Maybe he has a tower.
Mad Mage.
Yes. He has been plaguing the area for a while. We used to see him skulking around the north shore of the lake. A while ago, he would randomly blast lightning into the lake, killing the fish before retreating back into the woods near Mount Baratok. We haven't seen him in quite a while, but he has been here for about a good year.
You said a year?
Yes.
Maybe he did live.
Okay, so how far away is the vineyard?
Well, it is about... let me think for just a moment here. It is a couple of miles from here. You could make it in about a day's travel. It would be quicker if you had horse, but...
We do have a...
Oh, there you go. It is due south of Kresk, actually, so... It would not be incredibly difficult to get there. You could probably do it if you started in the morning.
Saya looks at Irina and Ismark. Is this something that you two feel comfortable with?
Irina just kind of, I guess, if we are deciding to go there, it would be safer than being out in the open.
Well, your life is your own, as I have been reminded. And so, where would you like to go? Stay here? Go there?
She looks at her brother. Perhaps going to Kresk would be the safer option. We could stay here in the inn until we have a guaranteed way into the village. And Erwin kind of pokes up. Yes, if you stay here at the inn, we will do everything we can to keep you safe, Irina.
Speaking of safe, you're not going to give me away, are you?
Me? No. You might want to worry about some of the lot downstairs. So there are the Vakter boys. They are pains in my sides, but they would probably either give you off themselves or sell you. Otherwise,
How much reward does the town typically offer for such things? How much is he worth now?
it is tough to say, depending on how much you upset Isaac. If he went to talk to the burgomaster, could be anywhere up to 200-300 gold at this point.
Can I insight this guy and make sure? Like, I want to see if he's being honest about not wanting to rat me out.
Sure, go ahead, roll insight. He seems to be on the up and up.
All right.
Were those other people that were sitting behind me? There was two guys kind of giving me the creep.
Most likely, that would be Nikolai and Karl Vakter. They're just pains in the asses. Their mother is a influential figure in the town, so they're able to get away with quite a lot. There's a whole sordid tale between the Vakters and the Valakoviches. The Lady Vakter has tried to overthrow the burgomaster a few times now, but due to her standing and nobility, she is not able to be deposed or kicked out. But her boys are just idiots. The other individuals I would be worried about are Soldar and Yevgeny. They are local hunters. They are the ones who give us our meat. They might be the type to try and rein in on that bounty. They are very coin hungry.
Well, just to add to the list, I suppose, we were supposed to meet with a coffin maker to make a delivery to Lord Strahd.
He kind of blinks a few times.
It's not something we're gonna hold up. It's just
No. Tell me. I would like to know more about this coffin maker.
Raz, what's
Strahd was very persuasive when I met him the other night, and indicated that if I was to bring Irina to the coffin maker here in town, the coffin maker would have some way of either indicating to Strahd that he had her, or getting a message or something, but he would be able to arrive and take Irina with him. Which implies that the coffin maker is in league with him in some way.
He strokes his beard a little bit. Interesting. I will have some people look into this. I have some friends that told me some favors that might be able to get a good look. If you truly wish to help our dear friend here, I would be willing to call those in.
Well, we're not selling Irina to Strahd, so yeah.
All right, I will make some calls to some friends, and I will let you know. I'll let you know in the morning if we find anything out.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, what?
Is there anything that we should show your family when we go to the vineyard to check on them?
Go that way. Let me know before you leave. I will write a letter to my father and tell them of your intentions. I am just hoping the old fool has not gotten himself killed. I will leave you all for the day, though. I should get back to the work before Danica ties me up by my beard for forcing her to work the shift all by herself.
As he makes his exit, I want to try to catch up to him, offer to shake his hand and drop a gold piece in his palm, and say, "Well, thank you for giving me anonymity. It means a lot right now, and perhaps the bit extra there is, let us know if someone comes looking for me, so we know who exactly we can keep an eye out for."
Roll a persuasion check at advantage, please, Pocket.
Wow.
Booyah.
He looks at Pocket. I can tell you are a good heart. You have a good heart in there. When your friends are all sleeping tonight, meet me downstairs in the tap room.
Hey!
We will have some discussion. I may be able to come up with ways to protect you further.
Good to know.
All right. I will look forward to you. Forward to your visit. Your name is Pocket, yes?
Pocket, yes.
Yes. Erwin Martikov.
Pleasure to meet you, Irvin.
All right. And he heads back downstairs. And I do believe that this would be a good time to hand it back to Nevia. Thank you all for joining us for this adventure.